Ciao ragazzi, my name is Anthony. Welcome back to Inter Worldwide. It is, oops, my bad view. Sorry, let me get the right view before we start anything here. It's going to be a long show today, bro, so just bear with me. Let's get everything right before we start so I don't have to change anything for the rest. We'll make it bigger. All right, and we're off for today. Unfortunately, no crew today, but as promised at the start of the season, I was going to make these Zona Calcios as regular as possible, even if it means that they just look like the way it was the Matchday roundups last season. I'll try and get as many out of them. I'll try to get as many out as possible. I've already got 18 of you here with me right now. So if you are, just let me know who's here. Let me know if you're new so I can always highlight the fact that we've got some new people. And let me just attach what I need to attach for today. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone's doing well. And today's a day where there is a lot to cover, man, in the world of culture. There's a lot to cover. Like, it's probably better that I don't have a panel today because we would be here for 3 hours. So I'll stay for about an hour and a half probably. There's a lot to get through, like I said. A fair bit negative, a fair bit positive, most of it exciting, either or. So welcome back to Zona Calcio, episode 3 for the season. Shout out to anybody that's watching. Shout out to my brother Wes, if he's listening. I love you, bro. And let's get right into it. The sad news. Oh, yes, by the way, very soon, I'll talk to you about this. I know some of you that are watching this back, and yes, I know I'm recording this live at the worst time possible. But most, if not all of you, will watch this back, click this video and go, whoa, 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 hold up, hold up, hold up. Why are we talking about anything except that jacket that you're wearing? It's coming. It's coming. What's up, my guy? Christian Potato flips the script. Lithuania, beautiful country out here. Cold. Ground is white in the mornings. You're not ready. Potato, talk to me. If I come over there with a little bit of Australian money, will I live like a king? What's the exchange rate like? I'm sure it's an overlooked country in terms of people that go on a Europe trip. You know, how many people do you know choose Lithuania in the same criterion as they do Paris, Roma, Munich? You know what I mean? I don't think it's really up there, but I'd love to go, bro. Thanks for flipping the script. Big up, Ra. Thanks for coming in. And the Napoli game is a huge one. We'll get to the next Serie A match day. Let's start with the biggest negative and, you know, the thing that's breaking all of our hearts. And I'm really glad that I spent the day today talking to some familiar people. One of my best mates, Marcus, big Liverpool fan. A couple of the boys from the Zona Calcio panel. My mate, Adrian. And then I just thought to myself, it's tough. It's really, really, really tough. And it's way more than that, Ra. It's way more than that. I told my mate today that, you know, that there is cause and effect to this. To which he replied straight away with like, come on, bro, don't start this. Don't start this whole, like, you know, this is just sheer bad luck. Yeah, it is. It's sheer bad luck. But I will say something that's on my chest. Because this is my platform and I will say it. And even if it is a little bit harsh and unpopular, I'm just going to say because it's what I think. This guy, he's not ready for Liverpool because my definition of luck is where preparation meets opportunity. The preparation phase was not there. He's played one decent season under Parma. We live in a day and age now where the games rotate so quickly that you need to change up a training regimen as well. An ACL can happen to anybody. But when you go from playing the style of football you did at Parma, hitting the ground running with a different training regimen like that, and getting thrown into this sort of league and getting thrown into these sort of competitions, into a style of play with the most front foot forward team in Europe, Liverpool, I just don't think it's 101% bad luck. Do you know what I mean? I think that sometimes things can be avoided. I think that sometimes people need to put their hands up and go, in a different world, in a different timeline, this would have never come close to having an opportunity to happen. I'm pissed off. I'm angry. I don't go for Liverpool. I fucking hate Liverpool. Thank you. And this has got nothing to do with Liverpool. Why did Parma come out and say he's not for sale and refuse all talks at the table from Roma, Inter, Juve, Milan, Napoli? Why was he not for sale to any Italian team? We know why. Because this is the way Italian clubs do business with each other, because this goddamn country is backwards, bro. It is backwards when it comes to its football. Absolutely backwards. And I'm really upset. It's an ACL, Christian. He's done. He's done for 6 months. 6 months out. Very sad. He'll come back. He'll come back. I've got a couple of positives to say. Don't worry. I'm just getting through all the bad shit first. The stuff that people don't want to listen to. This is not good, man. This is not good for Liverpool. Yes, they'll survive. Van Dijk did this at a much older age. Liverpool is the perfect club for him to be at the moment, professionalism-wise, mentorship-wise. The lucky thing is that it's happened at Liverpool, because now he'll get the Liverpool treatment recovery-wise, which is going to be class A, tier A, first class. Why I'm angry? It's another shit stain on Italian football. Makes the clubs and the way they do business disgustingly embarrassing. Oh, here's Leoni. He's had a good breakout season. Probably worth about 20 million. We're not sitting down for less than 35. And because of that, we're going to price every Italian club out of the deal. And when a foreign club comes along, we'll just make it look like that they couldn't afford it in Italy, which is true. But everybody knows that. And yes, from a business perspective, they're just playing the game. Fair play. They don't owe us anything. They don't owe anybody in Italy anything. It's business as usual. It's the same line of business that's caused us to miss 2, potentially 3 World Cups. The list of players of young exports that should not have gone to England so quickly. Gnotto. Califuori. I guess the exception to the rule is Tonali. Chiesa. Here's another one. Here's another one. I'm really, really upset, man, because I really like this kid. I think he's a fantastic player. So much potential. I was genuinely happy for my friends that go for Liverpool when he went there, but I knew that this was murked. This deal was murked, bro. Udogi, Casadei, Scamacca, Savona, Coppola. It's just going to keep rinsing and repeating itself over and over again until this country gets its stick back in its cooler and does something about the landscape of the game as a whole. We don't need to go into the intricacies of it. But it's very, 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 very disappointing. It's very disappointing, man. I'm an Inter fan first. I'm an Azzurri fan second. These are the only two things I'll cry tears for. Not for anything else, not for any other club, team, local, country. The only two teams that can get me to cry and can get me to fall, to be in love are Inter and the Azzurri. And what awaits the Azzurri next? I'm just really, 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 really worried, man. And like I said, the move was still the move that he was entitled to make. Liverpool was entitled to make. Parma was entitled to make. I'm angry. I'm angry at the landscape of the country and Italian football. Like there is like I said, there's a timeline and a world where this did not have to happen. And the biggest reason I'm angry and pissed off is this. What next? What next? Buongiorno's injured. I like Buongiorno, but I am really starting to take notice of this guy's injury record already. That's not good. He can't lead. He can't lead. One Luca Mancini can't lead. He's got no leadership skills whatsoever. He's an absolute psychopath. Sometimes it's good to have on your team, don't get me wrong. More often than not, he's a liability. And my care that lives for Acerbi. From an 18-year-old to a 38-year-old. A 20-year gap. A college student year gap. We are not ready. We were not ready. And I'm not, before anybody says anything, or did you think an 18-year-old was going to start at centre-back and lead you to a World Cup? It's beside the point. We cannot afford these luxuries to keep slipping through our fingers. These luxurious good players that are now not available for clubs in the country, available for... Oh, man, I'm so pissed off at this, man. I can't believe he did his ACL, cuz. I cannot believe he did his ACL. I'm really, really, really upset for the kid. Upset for the kid more than anything. Who knows, man? Maybe the next entourage of a young Italian prospect will think twice before jumping ship. And I know I sound slack. I know he's did the ACL. I know this is just shit, bad luck, and it can happen to anyone. But in the modern day game, whether it's we're talking through an over-demanding physical aspect or an over-inflated financial aspect, I'm pissed off at the current landscape of football. I'm pissed off at the Italian game. And I am damn well certain that we are not making the next World Cup. Damn well certain. Yeah, looking back on it now, Ra, I can forego my Inter fanism for a second and going, yeah, man, I would have preferred to see him stay in the country now at a rival than go through this. That is not even a question about it, brother. Not even a question about it. Give me 1 second. This is not going to fly when we start realizing that we're going to playoffs against some nation and we can't even beat them. Yeah, I hear you, right? And thanks for commenting, by the way. Fantastic contribution. I appreciate it. As usual, I always appreciate the rival fans coming through more than anything else. I'm going to get to your boys in a second, bro. I've got a nice segment carved out for them. And my brother, Wesley, my guy. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we're not making it to first. We'll have to go to we'll have to go to second. We'll have to go to second and go to a playoff now, Zia. So let's move away from the national team and let's move away from the Leoni disaster. Otherwise, I'll be here all day complaining. There's 40 of you here on Interworldwide at the moment right now. 42, actually. Make sure you like the video as well and subscribe if you are new. And if you are, let me know who you are indeed. All right. Last thing for the national team. These are the upcoming fixtures that we now need to be stressed about. In about 3 weeks' time, we will take on Estonia in Estonia, and then we'll take on those guys on the 15th of October as well. Watch this space. There are petitions going through that they should actually be kicked out of the tournament. Either or, we beat them 5-4 away. It was in where was it again? It was in a neutral country, wasn't it? I forgot. My friend Adam told me last week. But yeah, we'll actually face them in Italy, I believe, this time around. So we will whack them either or. We will beat Moldova, and then I think that we will beat Norway. I think we'll end up beating them like 2-0 or 3-1 or something like that, but it's going to be nowhere near enough. Nowhere near enough, and we'll go through in second, and then we'll start stressing again. So mark your calendars, 12th of October, 15th of October, 14th of November, 17th of November. Your next matches for the national team. Thanks, bro, for the compliment. And now is a really good time for me to talk a little bit about this, but I don't need to talk about it. You can watch me in the same space, albeit not this place. Ciao ragazzi, my name is Anthony. Welcome back on Interworldwide. As promised to some of you that have been waiting for this particular unboxing and announcement, Kit Sock are delivering the goods, and they're not just kits like this amazing player edition Bastoni one that I'm rocking today. I've been very excited for this for a while. It's one of 2 jackets that I've been sent, and I can't wait to release that inter-training one next week. But this week, it's all about a jacket that I've wanted for some time. But when you look at the prices of this material, you think to yourself, that's a gas bill. That's an electricity bill. This here would cost you the price of a t-shirt at your local store. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the most sought after Italian football jacket in the last 10 years. I remember when this came out, unless you were rocking one within 1 week on a channel, you just weren't cool. You weren't cool. Well, all of you have a chance to be cool. Have a look at that. Oh man, I just want to sleep in it. Oh, it looks incredible. Oh, it's amazing. I'll even try it on just for you guys. Oh, the hype is real. The hype is real. The hype is real. The hype is definitely real. Kit Sock. Kitsoc. You're a big boy. I know you can type that in. I know you can do that. Go and cop yourself one of these for the price of a t-shirt, man. Honestly, you will not regret it. Kitsock.com. Thank you for sponsoring Interworldwide. Ciao. What a wanker. What a Fruit Loop. Anyway, check this out, man. Check it out. Like I mentioned before, this platform has a funny way of, I'll remove the other meter. This platform has a funny way of, sticking it to people when they do promotion. So I'm not putting anything in titles or descriptions, but there it is right there. The price speaks for itself. I'm wearing it. I'm vouching for it. It feels just as good, if not better, than any jacket I've ever bought from Rebel Sport, from Foot Locker, from a Nike store, from an Adidas store, from a club. So if you don't want to pay 220 euros, 200 euros, which is exactly what this is going for, you can head to Kitsock and you can do your thing, because I'm doing my thing and all the boys are doing their thing on there. And everyone's loving it. And make sure if you do a couple of things, because this morning after doing the Bastoni kit here, I got 3 messages. Message me if you need to know about size, about time of delivery, quality as well. And yeah, happy to have a chat with anybody. And if you ever do buy something from there, just say sent from Interworldwide, and take a photo and send it to me as well, so I can definitely see that you guys are accessing it, which is really good stuff. Being in Australia, I've always been in the market for this sort of stuff. I was buying replica kits from friends who were selling it out of their car just when I was in late high school and finishing high school. So, the idea of not paying an arm and a leg for fabric and shipping was always close to me. So I'm going to keep doing this, and hopefully anybody watching this small community gets to access these sort of prices and perks as well, because it's just too good for me. Let's move on with the next part of the show. Italians in the Champions League. Now, I knew I wasn't going to be bothered to talk about the Europa League. I forget what Italian sides are even in the Europa League, except for Roma. And Roma won 2-1, I think, against Nice this morning. So with no Adam here to talk about it, I'm not really going to talk about Roma. I know Mancini grabbed a goal for them, if I'm not mistaken. I'll probably go and watch the highlights after this. But Ajax 0, Inter 2. Juve and Dortmund played out a cracker, an absolute cracker. PSG thumped Atalanta. We'll get over it eventually when we die. And Man City made light work of Napoli. Good games altogether. I managed to catch, I think, the full 90 minutes of Inter and Ajax. I watched the whole Juve Dortmund game back. I didn't catch any of the third game. And I managed to watch about 50 minutes of the City-Napoli game. The City-Napoli game was quite good. I thought that, Pep welcomed a Conte side that was always going to give it a bit of oomph, but always walk away from it going, this wasn't meant to be what we're about at the moment. Anyway, I wish I had Armando here to talk a little bit more about it, because it is a high-profile fixture. Lots of focus, obviously, on the return of a club legend, probably the biggest club legend when you really deep Manchester City in their history. Kevin De Bruyne is him. Am I right? I mean, I'm not going to think about any other names for Manchester City that even come close, unless it's Sergio Aguero, or maybe Yaya Toure. I think De Bruyne would actually be there above those three. Let me know in the comments if you disagree or you think anything different. Obviously not a Man City fan, nowhere near it. Hate them and can't speak for Man City fans. Just makes a fair bit of sense. 3 points for City in their opening match. No points for Napoli. They play Sporting Lisbon next. So we'll just flick between that and this here. As you can see, Napoli play Sporting next. So definitely an opportunity at home for David Silva's a good shout as well. Mahrez wouldn't be in that bracket though. Definitely look for Napoli to grab 3 points against Sporting Lisbon on match day 2. You never know. It could end 1-1. Is that a jammy Conte European result coming? I mean, we as Inter fans know exactly what he was like in the Champions League when he coached us, and not good. Not good at all. The Juve 4-4 game, let's talk a little bit about Dusan Vlahovic, because overall, this season, he's just doing a job. He's doing a job when it matters most. I knew the moment he started, which he did in Serie A, following that, Juve would drop points, because he had an absolute stinker when he started. This guy just needs to keep playing himself off the bench. It's the best idea for everybody involved. Juve get to keep stat padding him up to the culo, and his value will be pristine in January. You could probably still get 15 to 20 million euros for this guy in January. And if you can bank 20 million euros in January for anybody who's got 5 months left on their contract, it's a good deal. I don't care if it's Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo. You get 20 million for anybody in January with 5 months left on their deal. That's good money. That's green money, even though it wouldn't completely be green for Juventus, because given the investment they've made into Vlahovic, they would still cop a loss, and a fair bit of a loss on the books. But in the modern landscape where things can change very quickly and you can lose players for free and just have to cut your losses, I think there's still a very good chance that they coop a very good fee in January. Igor Tudor just needs to keep playing him off the bench. He scored one of the late goals in this one. Lloyd Kelly grabbed a late goal in this one as well. Dortmund thought they were home. The fans were taunting them. The Juve fans taunted them back. Some great videos on social media to go with it. Great result for Juve in the end after staring down the battle of a 4-2 defeat. Not such a great result for either side in the grand scheme of things, considering Juve dropped points at home and Dortmund dropped a sure thing. In the next round, Juve will have to go away to Villarreal, who are actually having a slightly improved season from last, if I'm not mistaken. I know Tejan Buchanan is starting for them and playing a lot more elevated and doing his thing over there as well. So if Tejan Buchanan can score against Juventus, myself and everybody in the Inter fan base will laugh and then cry at the fact that he would never be able to do anything like that for us, let alone for us against them. Next game, PSG walloped Atalanta in a match that was always going to be one-sided. I don't want to talk about them. I don't want to talk about that game. I'm not talking about anything associated with that club unless you've got me backs up against the wall with a shank to the hip. They play Club Brugge next. Bruges, Brugge, wherever you are in the world, you probably say it differently. I'm at that phase in my life where I don't believe that there is a right or wrong in these things anymore. Atalanta should get 3 points there, although it ain't Gasperini's Atalanta. It's Ivan Juric's Atalanta, mate. And that's scary. 51 people. We hit the half century. 51 people on all platforms on Inter Worldwide today. Thank you so much. Like the video and let me know if you are new. Last game. Wait, do we talk about? Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about ourselves. Yeah. We beat Ajax 2-0. We spoke about it on this channel already. I don't like to focus on Inter during this show at all. This show's mostly about other things, so I'm not going to focus on that. We play Slavia Praha next, who are not a difficult side. I expect 3 points in that game. Anything less than 3 points is a complete and utter failure on our behalf. All right, Mr. Ra, your time has come. Just for those watching, because I just say what's on my mind. Green glass on a beer bottle is a crime. And the sunlight that gets in tampers with the taste. It's not the same as brown glass. And only Australia, a country that claims to be passionate and patriotic about beer, would screw over its consumers like that. Max Allegri, Massimiliano, he's rolling. It's Allegri ball. He's back, baby. He's back. Yeah, Wes knows what I'm talking about, man. Fucking green bottles, bro. Are you serious? But you're just shaking your head now, going from that smiled look to that disgusted look. Because it is disgusting. Allegri is rolling in the way that when you actually look at their squad, there's names. I'm trying to tell my mate last week who's a Juve fan going, he's like, bro, why have you been speaking about Milan all season? Why did you say before the season started they were good? I'm like, because they got 38 games in Serie A. They've got names on their team. They're not a no-name team. How can anybody even think for a second that they are a no-name team? When Allegri took over, he would have looked at this squad and gone, you know what? With like 3 or 4 signings, this is pretty deep. This is pretty deep to go 38 games, to not be playing in a Conference League, in a Europa League, in a Champions League. You already had Pulisic. You already had Leao. You already had Jimenez. You know, you already had Manyan. You already had Salamakas coming back. You already had Fofana. But then you added, who did they add? Let's see if we can get all their signings right. Ricci for youth in midfield, Luka Modric for experience. Ricci, the most sought-after midfielder in that position in the country for his age bracket. Luka Modric, the most sought-after person in that position of all time in the last 15 years. You could put him in the same bracket as Xavi, Andrea Pirlo, and it's just those 3. That's it. That's it. There's nobody better than those 3 in that role. He's there. Rabiot's there. Jashari's there. Nkuku's there. Jimenez is saying that they say that he's shit. Because now they're spoiled for choice. The team's good. They added De Winter. The team is good. So as someone who thought the air conditioner, AC, would do well from the start, I have to say to some of my fellow Inter fans that have been mocking them a little bit, ha and hee. It is they who will be laughing at the end of the season over us if we are not careful. Because I am not prepared to cough up our number 20 over there and number 19 just yet. We are going to be miserable as Inter fans for a while. I need something over you, Ra. I need something over you guys. If I don't have that, yeah. You're not getting gas, but look who's getting gas, bro. Nkuku inhaling that laughing gas, bro. Bro, the bloke is on the nangs, cuz. He is on the nangs after a bender, sucking in helium like that. It's all about Max Allegri, bro. Screw the squad. I know I'm bigging up the squad. It's all about Max Allegri and his redemption arc. The only thing that makes me half satisfied would be if he has a decent season with Milan, doesn't win the title or anything. He can't do that. But Juve have a really shit season and Tudor gets sacked and all that funny stuff. And Allegri is like 2nd or 3rd, smiling, going, that's a pretty good season. We're going to the Champions League. What are you guys doing? That would make everything worth it for me. I hope you guys are enjoying the very biased version of Zona Calcio, a little bit different to obviously having the boys here and the panel, but diversity is always good. Let's wrap up the match day that just happened in Serie A, because the photos up on the screen there were from Milan's 3-0 win over Lecce last night for all of you guys or whatever. But good win for them. Like at the end of the day, Lecce's still a Serie A team and these low-level Serie A teams, they try and come to play at the Coppa Italia because they love the chance of a Cinderella story going there. Lecce will feel like they copped the shit end of the stick, drawing Milan in the opening round, in the round of 16. They go through to the quarterfinal spot, or is it the round of 16 that they start now? No, it has to be round of 16. Surely Inter don't start from a quarterfinal spot. Coppa Italia bracket. Let's have a look-sees. Nitrous and Cuckoo, mate. Ha ha, Ra's on it too. Oh, man. Round of 16. Inter plays Venezia. Milan are playing, Lazio. That is a spicy round of 16 fixture. That is a spicy round of 16 fixture for a, Milan had to play Bari. Why did Milan have to play the round of 32? Why did you get shoved in this tournament? It was a round of 64. Bro, who plays in a round of 64? Is this what happens when you finish that low down the table these days? Because you finished 9th last season, didn't you? Is that what happens when you finish that low? Mava, bro. Inter better make sure they still solidify their domestic season. Ain't nobody got time for a round of 64 against Bari. Rafael Leao and Pulisic had to score. That's us. These were the results from the last match day in Serie A. Lazio defeated by Roma 1-0. We'll get back to that in a second because I've got a slide on the Derby della Capitale. Udinese, the team that decided to play like prime Bayern Munich against Inter 2 weeks prior and beat Inter at the San Siro, decided to host Milan. And would you look at that? They let them run over their ass by 3-0. Grazie, Udinese. Doing it for the people. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Thank you for your act of charity. I look forward to when Inter come to your stadium and you decide to play the second best game of your season and we come away with jack shit there as well. 3 points for Milan, 3 goals for them, 3 goals against Lecce. Allegri is rolling. Verona against a Vlahovic starting Juventus, 1-1. The sort of result that you knew in the back of your head was coming for Juve for a while, but you still expect them 9 times out of 10 to get themselves out of jail this season. Tudor has done a great job with injecting that little bit of familiar DNA. They all feel like a little bit of the old school Juventus mentality is coming back. That's not going to be enough for them this season because I don't think player for player, man for man, they've got the punch to go toe-to-toe with Napoli and, in my opinion, Milan this season. So they've just got to play to everybody's strengths. I know that there's a lot of talk about their midfield just being so discongested and disjointed at the moment that Locatelli and Koop Miners are both being put on the market. McKennie as well. It's a rotating door for their midfield. And if that's the case, it still has to be considered a rotating door in Serie A. Domestically, just finish in the top 4 and you'll be fine. We'll watch this space this weekend, and then next week on this show. Bologna beat Genoa by 2-1. Important for them to get their 3 points. Genoa, I thought this was a game that they might have been able to take it to them a little bit more, but I wasn't able to actually catch the match, and I only saw the highlights. The goals are not too bad if you want to go and check it out. Most importantly, Genoa are still looking for their first win of the season. They are a host of clubs that are still in my head right now that I know have not won a game. I do believe Fiorentina is still on that list. They are still on that list, and that is embarrassing. Now, remember, I said in the first episode here when the boys were on, this Fiorentina team is a sinking ship. It's a bad squad. It's a shit squad. That Fiorentina squad is bad. They have not won yet in 4 games. They lost away to Como 2-1. Pioli is going to get sacked. He's going to get sacked, bro. I'm telling you right now. He's going to be the first coach that cops it. They're already thinking about it for sure. He's not going to be able to walk into Viola Park soon, man. That's their training ground, let alone the Frankie Stadium. No experience like De Gea and Dzeko can make up for this squad. Moise Kean's talent won't make up for it. You know, the next best thing on that list is Mandragora. They got to finish Robin Gosens, who's only there, out of politeness. Dodò is average. Piccoli is not good enough to play for that team. Goodmanson is hot and cold. Caviglia is just not good enough. and you've got Nicolo Fagioli, who's just all over the shop. And that's only the players that I can think of the top of my head. That's a really good way. I've remembered that Fiorentina squad very, very well. No wonder I think they're going to suck so much, because I know their whole squad back to front. They've lost to Como, who have now got at least 6 or 7 points, maybe even 8 by now. I haven't really looked at the table, and we're not going to do things like look at the table until in the back end of the season. So Como, I know, are in the top half of the table. And if I'm not mistaken, they actually played this morning as well in the Coppa Italia, and they pumped Sassuolo 3-0. Jesus Rodriguez scored 2. I think he scored a goal in like the first few minutes or something like that. Because I remember refreshing my phone as I was waking up, and I'm thinking, how's that 1-0 already, man? This team just rolls. It's Nico Paz FC, but at the same time, it's a team that plays for each other. And Como is going to be one of the things that we watch closely. Are Como having trouble with floods again? I have absolutely no idea, bro. I'm very sorry. I have no idea. Napoli defeated Pisa 3-2. Little bit of controversy with a couple of decisions with the referee, but we're not going to talk about referees just yet. Are we, Beppe? No Marotta League conversations. Good game, though. Good game. Good for Lorenzo Luca. I like him. I think he's a good player. I think he's a strong player. And he needed that sort of confidence. A good goal for him. And who else grabbed a goal for them, though? They scored 3 times. Someone. Oh, I forget. Does anyone in the chat remember who grabbed the goals for Napoli in this game? Spinazzola grabbed one. Spina grabbed one for sure. And I forget who grabbed the other one. I can't remember who grabbed the goals for Pisa. Probably a very good chance I had no idea who they were before the match. Anyway, Pisa weren't shy. They were going shot for shot. They were going blow for blow. So they weren't shy in that game. And it's going to be very hard for them this season. Like, honestly, who expected Pisa to stay up? They haven't got, I don't remember them grabbing a point yet. Oh, they grabbed a point yet? Did they draw to Lecce? And are they both only on a point? Maybe, I don't know. We're not checking ladders. Let's move on. Inter defeats Sassuolo by 2-1. Once again, I don't focus too much on Inter on this show. Good to get the win. We had, our hiccup at the end there. If you do want to hear me talk about more than that, just dial back on the channel by a few days and you can hear me go there. Cremonese and Parma play out a board draw. I've got nothing to say about that. Lecce were defeated at home by 2-1 to Cagliari. I forget who grabbed the goals in that one, actually. Did Belotti score? Something's telling me Belotti scored. I remember watching a highlight of Belotti scoring. He had to have scored. It's in my head that he scored. I'm going to come out and say this, and I feel like I was alluding to it in the first couple of episodes of this. The second biggest disappointment for me this season, behind Fiorentina, is going to be Torino. It's going to be Torino. They're shit. They are shit. Very shit. They are very lucky that they have Pisa in the Coppa Italia, I believe, because otherwise they'd probably go out of that prematurely as well. The squad's bad. There is nobody that invokes fear in that team. They got slapped 3-0 at home by an Ivan Juric Atalanta. Kristovic at the double, finally getting off the mark, making it look like his team a little bit. I mean, he's going to have to. He's going to have to, man. I mean, he got the nod up top. I think he might have actually started further back last week. I can't remember. Did he play further back? He's not meant to play further back. He's always meant to be up there. Communicated well with Samazic, though, and look, it's just an aging squad with Atalanta at this point, in between Zappacosta and a few others. Can't really remember off the top of my head. That Pasalic, Darun midfield, it's not going to be expected to work magic forever. I don't know how Zalewski played. I don't really want to know. I'm still a little bit dirty at the fact that Inter decided to let him go without an adequate replacement. Yeah, it is what it is. What are you going to do? But yeah, that Torino squad is shit. I know we spoke about the squad in previous episodes, but Aslani, Casadei, what's he doing there? Is he doing anything? Zapata, how fit is he going to be? And if he's ever fit, is he going to be any good? Shea Adams, average / okay. Vlasic, good once a month. Lazzaro, average. Coco, average. Ilic, good once a month. Giovanni Simeone, clearly giving up. Could have got a better move than that. I think Armando was surprised at it as well. Should have got a better move than that. I'm going to go to a few comments because I haven't checked them in a bit and I've been rambling. There's 64 people on Inter Worldwide right now. 64 people. That is a great number. We've been going for 40 minutes, which is a great time as well. Like the video, subscribe if you are new. And also, I will need to run one more ad, one more version of the video of this jacket, okay? Or I'll just talk about it one more time. Yeah, we're all getting gassed, especially in Cuckoo, my guy. Hey, Anthony Lafleur is here. What's good, cuz? Ciao, and I like how we have played so far under Allegri 2.0. But this weekend is our first true test. I'll get to that in a second, my friend. Big up to Como. I don't understand why Rocco Camiso thought that Pioli was the right guy to replace Palladino at Fiorentina. I think that's a very good comment, actually. I think that's a very good comment. I think that in the managerial world, you need to be making clear upgrades every single time unless you're in a crisis. Fiorentina were not in a crisis. Far from it. They needed a clear upgrade. Pioli is not that clear upgrade. Where, he's very lucky that Zlatan Ibrahimovic won him a Scudetto at Milan. That's not his Scudetto. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. It's not his Scudetto. It's the replacement of Palladino is weird. You've reshaped the system for a guy that can't command the troops in a way that others can. And the squad, dude, the squad is bang average, bro. Like, that's a squad that should be finishing 11th, 12th in the league, not 6th, 7th, not scaring the teams at the top. Please. I've seen Fiorentina sides that, just came up from Serie B again that looked way better than that. That's awful. Look, I did grab a goal. There's always one of the three you guarantee to go down who stays up. Yeah, and this time around, it's not going to be Pisa, bro. It's not going to be Pisa. That's for sure. Look, it's probably going to be Genoa. Because people forget that they were down to begin with, right? Wait, no, they were already back up from last season. Who's the other side? Oh, it's Cremonese. Why did I miss Cremonese? I thought for a second, who's the other side? Let's move on. The derby. Wish we had ads here to talk about it, but that's all right. Very good one for Pellegrini, who came back and, I'd said it best. It's time when the armband was taken away from him, it's kind of like he was allowed to be the Roman version of himself that he's allowed to be without being in Francesco Totti and Daniele De Rossi's shadow. Two of the heaviest shadows in football, in the world of football. You'd never want to follow it. And I think it's going to do wonders for his spot in the team. He's just going to be less rigid. He's going to be, a little less unhinged. And well done. It was a derby that, Lazio definitely wasted a lot of chances. After watching it back, I thought to myself, they really should have grabbed one here. Zaccagni was a late inclusion in the match. There were rumors that he wasn't going to play. To me, it just looked like a lifeless Lazio. And I remember when Sarri won his first derby at home for Lazio. The stadium erupted. The eagle flew down and landed on his arm. And I don't think I ever saw him smile like that before. I don't think I ever saw him smile like that before. He never smiled like that when he was winning games at Napoli, and he didn't smile like that when he won a European trophy at Chelsea. Was it the Europa League or the FA Cup? I can't remember. Like that day when Maurizio Sarri won that derby and had that eagle on his wrist, that was the happiest I've ever seen him as a manager. He was loving his life felt like he'd got his last little love of football out, because he's a manager that's been very vocal about how he hates modern day football. He hated Chelsea. Hated the Premier League. Who wins a trophy in their first season at Chelsea and then pisses off back home to a smaller club? Maurizio Sarri. He didn't look happy in this match at all. Looked like a shadow of the last version of himself that won a derby at home for this club. And I always said a year to two ago, like the guy's a few bad months away from retiring. He needs to leave the sport. He looks like he doesn't want to be there. And I think that Lazio might be his last job. I'd actually really, 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 really like to see him give this a go. I think Sarri could be a fucking fantastic boss for this year. Maybe that's the last thing that he needs to do if it doesn't work out for Gattuso. From the losing manager to the winning manager, Gasperini. We said it early on on this show, like he's hasn't taken long to win over the Roman faithful. And now if there was a bumper-to-bumper commute to the capital city to earn your respect, brother, you've just veered off into an untapped lane highway that has no other traffic but you. You're there, Piero. You're there, Gasp. The fans, the city, they're all yours, bruv. Treat them well. They're a very, very good group of fans when treated well. 1-0 win for Roma. I see them having a good season. Sarri, on the other hand, and Lazio. Look, I don't think any of us were high on them this season. And while I've always done a little bit of content around Serie A, they've always a side that I've overestimated every season. I kind of slide them into the top 4 here and there, unnecessarily thinking so. I didn't speak much about my predictions at the start of the season, but let's just say that Lazio were down, man. Down. I don't think I spoke much about predictions, but Napoli, Milan, Juve, Inter, just because. Roma, Lazio, Atalanta, Como. I wouldn't be surprised if Lazio finishes below Como. Next match day coming up is match day 5. We are already at match day 5. We're already at match day 5. That's crazy. Before I finish this show, we're just going to flick over one more time because this is a favor that I'm not going to waste. And you guys, I'm not going to waste it on you. Ciao ragazzi, my name is Anthony. Welcome back on Into Worldwide. As promised to some of you that have been waiting for this particular unboxing and announcement, Kit Sock are delivering the goods, and they're not just kits like this amazing player edition Bastoni one that I'm rocking today. I've been very excited for this for a while. It's one of 2 jackets that I've been sent, and I can't wait to release that Inter training one next week. But this week, it's all about a jacket that I've wanted for some time. But when you look at the prices of this material, you think to yourself, that's a gas bill. That's an electricity bill. This here would cost you the price of a t-shirt at your local store. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the most sought after Italian football jacket in the last 10 years. I remember when this came out, unless you were rocking one within 1 week on a channel, you just weren't cool. You weren't cool. Well, all of you have a chance to be cool. Have a look at that. Oh man, I just want to sleep in it. Oh, it looks incredible. Oh, it's amazing. I'll even try it on just for you guys. Oh, the hype is real. The hype is real. The hype is real. The hype is definitely real. Kit Sock. K-I-T-S-O-C. You're a big boy. I know you can type that in. I know you can do that. Go and cop yourself one of these for the price of a t-shirt, man. All right, I promise that's the only time I'll play it twice in one video. That's for damn sure. But I can't stop touching it, man. It's amazing stuff. Big match day coming up. How are we looking times? Saturday, 11 p.m. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's school holidays. Let's go. No one needs to sleep this weekend. No one needs to sleep. Oh, that trap game against Cagliari is going to give me the shits. I can't stay up and watch that. I need to at least sleep through that. Como kick us off against Cremonese in a match that Como should win. I'm going to back them to win that game 2-0. Juventus-Atalanta. That's an interesting one. 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. Juric is going to suffocate the shit out of Igor Tudor in that match, but Juve is going to have too much. Juve is going to have a little bit too much for them. I'm going to go with 2-1 for Juve. I'm going to go for Vlahovic to grab another one off the bench. Cagliari at home to Inter in a classic trap game. I'm in pessimistic FC mode, so I'm going to predict a 2-2 draw. Cagliari get a point, and everybody in the Inter sphere goes ape shit nuts. Sassuolo at home to Udinese. Look, this isn't, like I said when they played Inter, this isn't a De Zerbi Sassuolo. It's not a Scamacca Sassuolo. It's not a Frattesi, Locatelli Sassuolo, but it's still a Berardi Sassuolo, and they can still pull something out of the bag here and there. Udinese have showed a solid start to the season. They've got the better players, that's for sure. And you know what? I think I forget how to say his last name. Is it Runyank? Costa Runyank, the German manager. Hey, man, he's doing a good job. Let's go for Udinese to win this one 3-1. I reckon that's a fair one, 3-1. Roma at home to Verona. We'll go 2-1 to Roma. Verona, if I'm not mistaken, haven't won a game this season yet. They've had a few draws. They might have had like 2 or 3 draws. How many match days have there been? 4. I feel like they've drawn 3 or 4. Or they've lost. Yeah, I don't know. They haven't won yet. They still need to get a win. Maybe they can upset Roma. I doubt it. 2-1 Roma. Gasperini's games, like Roma don't look great. Don't get me wrong. Nobody has sat here and said that Roma look great. They don't look great. But we know what they've got, and we know their manager. We know the ways that they are going to improve. And at the moment, they could have been forgiven for dropping some points, but they're not. They're getting the results. They're getting the results. But yeah, the Roma draw no bet would be a good shout there. Pisa, bro. Oi. This is low key. It ain't no Juve Atalanta, and it definitely ain't no Milan Napoli. But Pisa Fiorentina just might be the most interesting game of the weekend. Why? Because Padre Pioli gets sacked if Pisa pinch his points. It's the jacket. If Pisa pinch Pioli's points, he gets sacked for sure. He gets sacked for sure. 5 games in with Fiorentina, no win and a loss to Pisa. Pioli gets marched, cuz. Ironically, for another P, Palladino. Pisa's points punish Pioli and a point Palladino. Unbelievable. I think it's going to happen. It just registered to me. Pioli's going to get the sack, bro, because Pisa's going to bury them. Pisa's going to get their first points in Serie A. Or maybe Fiorentina whack them 4-0 with a Dzeko hat trick. Who knows? But I'm going to go against the grain and go 2-1 win for Pisa. Pioli gets sacked. Lecce at home to Bologna. Lecce desperately needing points to kickstart their season. If they can't beat Bologna at home, or if they can't get a point out of this game, we know Bologna's the better side. I think they've got 2 wins opening up. They've actually got to play in the Europa League against Aston Villa tomorrow in England. They are going to be exhausted. They are going to be exhausted. Lecce have to take advantage of this, man. They have to take advantage of this. There will be players like Immobile, Bernardeschi, Castro, Ferguson, or Solini, and they will just be tired. They will be tired. You've got to take advantage of that. Big upset on paper. Lecce 1, Bologna 0. I'm giving Lecce the benefit of the doubt because I don't hate them. I don't hate them. Got to do something with their season, man. Parma are at home to Torino in a match which is hard to predict, but my shade towards Torino this season can gather some momentum if Parma, another side that has not won a game this season, can pull something off. The fact that Parma haven't won a game this season, I'm calling calling this the desperation round. Teams that haven't won yet need to win. Parma 2, Torino 1. Genoa are at home to a poor Lazio, which I think could actually end in a draw. I'm going to go for 2-2. Genoa 2, Lazio 2. Match of the round, huge one. Milan at home to Napoli. A game like Ra says, if Milan can walk away with 3 points here, not only will they potentially be first on the table by the end of the match day, barring Juventus's result, they will be considered Scudetto contenders at this point. At this point, it would only be match day 5. So at this point, you need to be conservative with what you say. But a win for Milan, knowing too well that they've only got 33 more important games this season to play, is already looking like Allegri knows the objective. Bro, if they win the Scudetto under Allegri, I will be so pissed off. The only people more pissed off than Inter fans will be Juve fans. That is for damn sure right there. However, Ra is saying what might be the more realistic thing. We are not in a title race, but if it's not you, then who? Napoli cannot go unraced this season, man. Someone has to fight them. I have no problems with them winning the league. I have no problems with Conte winning the league. I like Napoli. I like Conte. I have family ties to Napoli. They are not my club, but I don't hate when they win. But even then, it's only taken till this point in all of our lives, unless you're in a much older generation, to be used to them winning anything. I'm an Antonio Conte fan. I never hide away from it. Domestically, I think he's one of the best managers in the Italian league, in Italian league history. It's his baby. Last season, I was convinced he had won the league by match day 5 or 6. And then by the turn of the season, it was just on like clockwork. I don't want to see him run unscathed, though. I don't want to see him throw his toys out of the pram after a shitty European streak and then go and piss that league. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. That's it. That's it for this match day, guys. I knew I would stick around for a while, and we almost made it to an hour. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Anything else that anybody wants me to cover before we head off? It's been a decent show. Started off bad. You know, the Leoni news is a disaster, man. It's so bad. It's so bad. Oh, well, let's just hope for the best recovery possible. It's great that he's got someone like Virgil van Dijk, you know, there to help him out with all of this. So heart goes out to the kid. Let's hopefully he comes back stronger than absolute ever. It's just a real shot in the guts for anybody who's a Liverpool fan. It's a shot in the guts for us Italian fans. And all we can do is hope that he recovers and succeeds. All right, what's coming up? What's coming up on the channel? Today's Thursday. If we play on Sunday, it means I need to get a preview out on Saturday against Cagliari. Yeah, I'll do a preview. We'll get a preview out for the Cagliari game, and yeah, we'll just get a preview out for the Cagliari game, and we'll do some content around that fixture. I will look to tee up with Alejandro from the Bianconeri Zone for our next touchline talk, which is on this channel. We're actually meant to do it last week, and I couldn't do it. I was busy, and this week has just slagged me, but I've got some time off. So you'll definitely see the next episode of Touchline Talk happen in the next 2 weeks while I'm off, and you'll probably see the next episode of Two Up Top with Uncle Sharma on here as well. And you know what? While I've got the holidays, it's a good chance for me to tell you that we'll do the next episode of the FIFA 08 retro stream, and I'll probably be bored with nothing to do to the point where I'll probably grab FC 26 and we'll get that rolling as well. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you to everybody in the chat. I really, really appreciate it. My name is Anthony, and I will see you next time.